Welcome, everyone. Step out of the tunnel and into the floodlights with me for this explainer on arguably the most extraordinary rivalry in sports history. We're talking about Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo, two absolute legends who didn't just dominate an era of football, they completely redefined what it means to be a superstar.
So who is the greatest of all time? It's the ultimate question, right? It sparked countless debates in pubs, stadiums, and living rooms all over the globe. It's a rivalry that's literally divided football fans for over 15 years. But today, we're going to step back from all the emotional arguments, look at the cold, hard facts, and just let the data speak for itself.
Let's kick things off with a totally staggering number, 1,880. That is the combined career goals between just these two men. Ronaldo is sitting at 971 and Messi at 909. Just to put that into perspective for a second, in the modern era, scoring 30 or 40 goals a season used to be a massive career peak for world-class strikers. But these two, they completely turned the extraordinary into the routine, just dropping 50-goal seasons year after year like it was nothing.
And of course, those raw numbers build into absolutely unprecedented individual accolades. Take the number 13. They share an unbelievable 13 Ballon d'Or awards. 8 for Messi, 5 for Ronaldo. Basically, from 2008 all the way through the 2010s, they completely monopolized the title of the world's best player for an entire generation. They locked almost every other talented player out of the absolute pinnacle of the sport.
But it's not just about individual vanity awards either. Together, they've lifted a combined 81 major official trophies. 81, from league titles across Europe to Champions Leagues, domestic cups to international glory, their trophy cabinets are literally overflowing. It officially cements their status as the two most decorated and successful players we've ever seen.
Which brings us to part 1, two kings of the pitch.
You know, what's really interesting here is how a scientific study, specifically a CFM exploratory analysis published on Archive, mathematically looked at their goal scoring. And this quote just hits the nail on the head. Both had the same level of consistency in scoring goals for more than 17 years. This analysis mathematically proves they pushed each other to superhuman heights for nearly 2 decades. It wasn't just a peak of 3 or 4 years. We are talking about a relentless marathon of excellence that totally defied age and injury.
Moving right along to part 2, volume versus efficiency.
Okay, so here is the really crucial point of comparison. Ronaldo absolutely holds the records for sheer volume, with 971 goals over 1,321 appearances. But Messi boasts superior efficiency. He scored 909 goals in fewer games, which gives him a goals-per-game ratio of 0.79 compared to Ronaldo's 0.74. And if you check the minutes-per-goal contribution, it's wild. Messi only needs 72 minutes to impact a game with a goal or assist, whereas Ronaldo takes about 87.6 minutes.
And this brilliantly illustrates their tactical evolution over the years. On one side, you have Cristiano Ronaldo. He systematically stripped away the flashy stepovers from his Manchester United days to become the ultimate ruthless penalty box predator. I mean, his unparalleled athletic aerial dominance is just mind-blowing. We're talking 157 headed goals, including that famous 2.56-meter leap for Juventus, where he seemed to literally hang in the air for an eternity. Then, on the other side, Lionel Messi evolved into this hyper-efficient, all-in-one playmaker and goal scorer, basically orchestrating entire attacks with his magical dribbling and vision. While Ronaldo's scoring volume is the stuff of legends, Messi boasts a massive gap in playmaking. He holds a world record 450 career assists compared to Ronaldo's 307. It just goes to show that while Ronaldo might be the ultimate elite finisher, Messi often acts as both the creative conductor and the lethal soloist of his team's attacks.
All right, part 3, the El Clasico Crucible.
When we look at their 9 shared years in La Liga, which produced arguably the highest quality club matches ever played, the stats speak volumes. Messi holds the all-time El Clasico record with 26 goals and 14 assists, but Ronaldo's numbers are also incredibly impressive, with 18 goals of his own. Every single time these two stepped onto the pitch against each other, it seriously felt like the center of the sporting universe.
And this perfectly captures the domestic battle during that specific decade. While Ronaldo was an unstoppable force for Real Madrid, scoring 311 league goals and winning 2 league titles, Messi was the undisputed king of the Spanish league, netting 329 goals and securing 6 league titles. It was such a fascinating dynamic of two absolute titans pushing their respective historic clubs to new heights.
Every single time they met, pure magic happened.
Just look at these unforgettable moments. In the 2011 Copa del Rey final, Ronaldo's towering extra-time winning header brought manager José Mourinho his first trophy at Madrid. Then, just weeks later in the Champions League semifinal, Messi scored twice, including that legendary solo run that literally tore through the entire Madrid defense. And honestly, who could forget 2017 in La Liga? Messi's dramatic 90+2-minute winning goal, celebrating by silently holding his shirt up to a completely stunned Bernabeu crowd. Iconic.
Now for part 4, trophies, hardware, and glory.
When the lights shone brightest in Europe's elite competition, Ronaldo was just inevitable. He edged out Messi with 7 Champions League top score awards to Messi's 6. Ronaldo absolutely owned the knockout stages during his prime in Madrid, proving time and time again that he is the ultimate clutch performer when it matters most.
Tracking their Ballon d'Or trading is exactly like watching a heavyweight title bout. It's an incredible back and forth spanning 15 years. Ronaldo draws first blood in 2008. Then Messi goes on a historic four-peat. Ronaldo strikes right back in 2013 and 2014. Messi claims his 5th in 2015. Ronaldo ties it up at 5-all by 2017. And then, stretching into his twilight years, Messi secures a record 8th in 2023. We will absolutely never see a tug-of-war like this ever again.
Now what about their national teams? Internationally, Ronaldo stands completely alone as the all-time top scorer in men's football with 143 goals, lifting the Euro 2016 and 2019 Nations League trophies for Portugal. Meanwhile, Messi, who faced intense pressure back home for years, dramatically ended his international trophy drought, securing back-to-back Copa Americas and capping it all off with a historic 2022 World Cup climax.
I want to highlight this specific number right here, 140. That's 140 Champions League goals for Cristiano Ronaldo. He is the all-time record goal scorer in the competition, which absolutely cements him as the greatest big-game player in European Cup history. He even scored a record 17 goals in just one single Champions League campaign. When that anthem plays, Ronaldo simply transforms.
And then there's 46, the total number of official team trophies won by Lionel Messi. This literally makes him the most decorated player in the history of professional football. Everywhere he goes, from Barcelona to Paris to Miami, silverware and league titles inevitably follow.
Finally, Part 5, the ultimate football legacy. As we wrap up this explainer, the data from Squawka's simulation actually favors Messi. It calculates that Messi has a 78% probability of generating greater overall value to a team in equivalent conditions, largely due to his all-around playmaking value combined with his ridiculous scoring. But hey, regardless of the metrics, both players have undoubtedly redefined what athletic perfection looks like in the 21st century.
I think FIFA's chief of global football development, Arsene Wenger, said it best with this quote: "I always refuse to make a hierarchy. They are two exceptional players who have shown the world for 15 years how great football can be. Rather than constantly ranking them and tearing one down to elevate the other, we should simply be incredibly grateful we got to witness 15 years of this greatness."
Which brings us to our final thought. How will future generations possibly comprehend what these two actually achieved? Because long after the stadium lights turn off and their boots are hung up for good, the real question is whether anyone will ever believe two players like this existed at the exact same time. Thanks for joining me on this explainer. I hope you found it as fascinating as I did.